podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Suavemente. Sky's the limit, baby.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
We don't fight for free and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
That means that you will fight Triple G later this year.
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing voice.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio. Good morning to everyone. We're here to discuss Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Derevchenko, the aftermath, Canelo coming out and saying, Trilogy? What for? I'd beat this guy again. I'd knock him out. Now, really, that's what I'm more interested in. How many people believe, based off the Derevchenko, Gennady Golovkin performance, all of a sudden believe now that Canelo can possibly get this knockout? The truth of the matter is we're going to have to wait till after the Sergey Kovalev fight to ever see this trilogy. And that fight with Kovalev will be a very telling one. It'll let us know where Canelo is and is that knockout power even there. But this is what we're going to be discussing. If you're interested, you know the number to call, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time, voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. As a secondary topic, we will be asking you, who should Gennady Golovkin face next? DAZN did a very good job putting the options they would like: Billy Joe Saunders, Daniel Jacobs, Callum Smith, Jaime Munguia, and Dimitri Bivol. I just hope he doesn't go for the 154-pounder in true Gennady Golovkin fashion. But let me head on out to Arkansas's own, hailing in Indiana, Gross the Boss.
ThaBoxingvoice Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. Oh my mic. He stayed at 147.
A man stand up for what he believe in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept what other consequences come behind it.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yo. Good morning to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one, and yeah, Canelo was like, what's the purpose of a trilogy, man? Y'all seen what I seen this weekend. You know he's not going to beat me. And maybe, just maybe, I would even knock him out. Now, that may be going a bit too far. We all know Gennady Golovkin got a fucking chin out this world. We seen him get hit with shots from Canelo. We seen a big left hook from Canelo, I believe, in that first fight. Canelo just ate it and kept on coming forward. But we'll break it down and talk about it. What's going on, Ness?
What up, champ? I mean, I think more like the Kovalev fight, what people seen in the yard and the Ward fight, I think that's what Canelo is looking at. Like, okay, same thing I was saying during the live fight chat. Like, oh, wow, Gennady turned into Kovalev before our eyes. So maybe he's looking at it like, yo, the right body attack, especially my double left hook to the body, yeah, man, I could probably stop this dude next time around.
I mean, yeah, but we all know nobody really likes it to the body. I know the fight with Lara and Canelo wasn't really liking it to the body, so nobody really likes to get hit in the body, you know what I'm saying? I know some people's bodies are stronger than others, but for the most part, everybody seems to not, I don't want to say everybody, but people seem to have the same kind of reaction when they get hit with a good body shot.
That is true. I mean, the way that Gennady Golovkin reacted is no different than how Keith Thurman reacted, except Keith Thurman had better wheels. He was able to move away from that Collazo danger a lot faster. But, credit to Golovkin after being hit with that great left hook to the body, kind of like a left uppercut though. He didn't get hit again after that. You know, he was able to stay away from Derevyanchenko. Listen, I've heard phrases like, especially on the Spanish, media side of things, right? Like, if I put that link in the chat the last time, a couple days ago. Those guys, that author, I think is like David Fatancion or something like that. I can't even begin to pronounce his name, but like, he and Canelo got some sort of rivalry. Canelo has it made out in his head that like, look, you don't like me because you wish Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is everything that I was. I was made in the mud. Chavez was golden spooned. You picked him all the time, and look at him.
So how long has this been going on between him and the other? What is it, like a reporter?
It's definitely a reporter that's highly critical of Canelo, and I guess rightfully so. But the point I want to get to is he has it made up in his head that Canelo took away our Super Bowl. Yes, he's calling Golovkin Triple G the Super Bowl of boxing, and he's saying Canelo took that away from us. He doesn't want to give us this fight. This is a fraud. This is a sham. Moving up to fight Kovalev is, just a way of him avoiding the Gennady Golovkin fight. So then he goes on to further say that obviously Kovalev is old, and that's why this fight is a joke, but Kovalev and Gennady are the same age of 37. So, the difference is obviously Kovalev is, at 175, has big knockouts, and, at least in his last 3 fights, he's got a knockout, unlike Triple G, unless you're counting those nondescript dudes, he's not getting knockouts. I don't know. I think that more and more, especially with this last performance, Gennady and Kovalev are showing to be on that same level. If not, Kovalev more dangerous because of the weight jump.
That's all I was gonna say, man. The more that I see Gennady Golovkin, and the more that I see him not taking guys out like a Danny Jacobs, like a Derevyanchenko, like a Canelo. I'm talking about the upper echelon guys, you know what I'm saying? Not Steve Rose, not Bonnet, about the guys that are players at 160. It makes me think, like, how powerful is he really? You know what I'm saying? Like, is Kovalev the crusher? Like, we seen him get guys out of here, guys on nice, you know what I'm saying? We seen him yard. We seen him knock down fucking Ward. We seen him fucking knock out Pascal, who just came back and had a big victory. So it's like this, man. Like, Canelo might be in for a little bit more than he bargained for. I might have to be with Eric Morales when he said, hey, it might not be the best decision in the world because Kovalev is the natural bigger guy, stronger guy, and if there's no weight rehydration clause, if Kovalev could come in the next day what he wants to, woo-wee. I don't know, man. I don't know. But back to
I just hope because of the cinnamon-colored hair, he doesn't get disrespected. Mikey moved up 2 divisions, and it wasn't really 2. We all know he won a title at 40. He moved up technically 1 division, became a martyr. Everyone loved him even after a loss, kept his hands in his pocket. He didn't want frostbite. And if Canelo loses to Kovalev, I want them to treat him the same way because it's like you said, this is a very dangerous fight. This man said it in Spanish. La era del Canelo es la mejor porque peleo con los mejores. Canelo era is the best era because I fight with the best. And if he moves up 2 divisions and loses to Kovalev, people shouldn't shame him. You was ducking Golovkin. No, he daring to be great. He giving you super fights. That's what I keep saying. Where are these other guys giving us this caliber of super fight? Show me your greatness. Show me your greatness. Separate yourself. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, even though the fight wasn't expected to be a super fight this past weekend, I really enjoyed this Golovkin and Derevyanchenko fight. Like, I wasn't even thinking it was going to be this action packed, this much controversy. So I really, really did enjoy what happened this weekend, even though Gennady got the favorable decision. So yeah, but with Canelo, I agree with you, man. Like, I'm not saying that if he loses, he doesn't deserve. Um, I mean, because he did pick him. You know what I'm saying? He went out and picked him. You know what I'm saying? So just like Mikey got beat up, and folks were saying Mikey didn't touch Earl Spence. He got beat up for 12
Mikey
rounds.
picked Earl too.
I know, as I'm saying, like people. I mean, people gave Mikey a pass, but they still brought it up on like when they called in, like, yeah, Mikey really got his ass beat and stuff like that. But they really wasn't going in too bad on him. So I don't expect people to go in too bad on Canelo either if he loses. But might be a far stretch that he loses.
I just want him to be respected, man. Canelo, since you know they fought to a controversial draw, and then Canelo won the 12-round decision. You know, after that, Canelo's moved up to 168. Now, people like to shame him. Oh, Rocky Fielding, he's a bum. He ain't on Canelo's level. Well, at least Canelo ain't plucking 54-pounders and welterweights. Has he done it? Yes. But at least he's not doing it moving forward, right? At least he's plucking from above. And some sort of, regular title list that some people recognize. Then after that, he unifies with Daniel Jacobs, top 3 middleweight. And then after that, he's moving up 2 divisions to challenge the WBO light heavyweight champion in Sergey Kovalev. I mean, I don't know what else he's got to do to earn some sort of respect amongst the fans, bro. It's crazy.
I think people definitely respect him. I just think sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when we're being critical as fans and you start looking at his resume, then you see questionable things, and I think that's the only thing that people ever brought up about Canelo. Not the level of his competition. It's not the fact that he's not a tough, gritty fighter. It's not that he doesn't have good boxing skills. It's not the fact that he's not even a dog. Like, people love all those qualities about Canelo. Just sometimes we have questions about if he got a favorable decision or not. That's all. And for the most part, he can't control that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that you have to look at the people who are promoting him or the judges or things like that.
So as far as Gennady Golovkin and DAZN, like I said, they put out some very decent options. I'm going to go ahead and take out the one I think Gennady's going to choose. According to Gennady Golovkin's resume, his history, his come up, I think out of all the options that DAZN put on their social media, Jacobs, Daniel Jacobs, Jaime Munguia, Dimitri Bivol, Canelo Alvarez, Demetrius Andrade, and Billy Joe Saunders, I think that, I think he's going for Jaime. I think he's going for Jaime because Jaime is the smaller man moving up. It would be a strategic pick, and it's kind of history repeating itself. He's done this numerous times throughout his career. We know that while he's waiting for those Canelo fights, he doesn't like to take dangerous fights. Callum Smith, too young, too big, too strong, and weight class above. Same thing for all of those guys. Demetrius Andrade, too young, too big, too strong. Bivol, considered very dangerous. Andrade, the dark horse. Jacobs, he's been there, done that. I'm not saying he's afraid of Jacobs. He's just like, I've been there, done that. Jacobs also has those rumors of moving up. So I don't know if that fight can truly, truly be made. And if, like Mike likes to say, most recently in this past week, are they just keeping Jacobs' name hot by adding him on this social media? Before I pass it to Mike, it's absolutely free to hit that thumbs up button. It helps us out tremendously. It also lets me and Mike know you do enjoy these 7 days a week that we put in the grind over here at TBV. Hashtag TBV podcast, wherever podcasts are used. But Mike, your thoughts. Where do you think Gennady Golovkin goes next?
I told you last night, but I told you last night for a different reason. I thought maybe Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, would have looked at that fight last night and say, Jaime Munguia, man, we talking about moving you up to 160. We talking about a big possible fight with Canelo down the road. This guy looking like he just got old, like overnight. Should we throw Jaime in there? What do we know? Jaime's a action-packed fighter. Seems like to have a good chin, you know what I'm saying? And he's younger, fresher than Gennady. Should we do that? And we all know that the zone had already approved that fight for Gennady recently. So, but Golden Boy said they didn't want to do that until they backed out of it. So, I think with everything you said, Billy Joe Saunders too slick, too young, hungry, been wanting Gennady. Andre, same thing, young, black, skillful. Let him call it handsome. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Gennady wants that. Dimitri Bivol, like I don't even know why we bring his name up, man. That guy is dangerous, bro. He's been knocking out guys at 175.
I mean, they gotta bring up a 175 pounder because guess who's fighting a 175 pounder? You know, the one true champion is fighting 175 pounds, so they gotta put an equal.
And they slick for that. They slick for that. But Bivol, nobody really wants that trial. He's more problems than he's worth. He's not worth the fucking headache, the war that you're gonna have. I don't think the money represents a good fight for Bivol. And it was one more guy that you said too, Callum Smith. Nah, man. Same thing goes for Callum. Goes for Bivol. Young, hungry, bigger guy. Callum looks like he can go to 178, maybe even cruiserweight, maybe even heavyweight one day.
Boxing legend in the studio. We have the honor of being joined by Triple G and Golovkin.
Pardon me, sir.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Are you Triple G in studio with you right now? And one more name that you brought up that is not on the list, but you did bring up last night. Chris Eubank Jr. A little vulnerable. Is going to make for action-packed fight, and may not be on the level as of those other three guys other guys that I mentioned, and that could be a possible fight for Golovkin if Eddie Hearn thinks outside the box.
So I know you felt strongly about this trilogy a couple weeks ago. Do you still feel like that? Do you still feel like the public wants this fight? Boxing needs this fight? Or at this point with Canelo having an actual signed fight, we're about a month away. Because, you know, we see that one fight changes everything. Like, should we stop talking about Gennady Golovkin and Canelo? Because Canelo's in a truly dangerous fight and you know, he can lose. And even if he wins, that means so many other things. What if he decides to stay now as this champ? What if he decides to take on a Bivol or someone else? Whatever the case may be, a win or a loss changes the landscape. Should we be allowed to be talking about Gennady Golovkin when Canelo's in such a, you know, big fight?
For the moment, I think we need to focus on Canelo and Kovalev, absolutely. But I'm still of the mindset that I felt like maybe a couple weeks ago, Canelo and Golovkin still a big fight for boxing. Brings in a casual fan. I'm not sure how many casual fans seen Gennady get his ass whooped the other night, but I know.
Well, just for context, not to cut you off the way that everyone likes to say I do, which I do. The Zone's highlights of Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Kovalev, and Sergey Derevchenko are top 4 on trending on YouTube, which is gigantically huge. That's a really bad phrase, but so what? It's still top 4 trending on YouTube, and it went from 600,000 views yesterday to 799,000 views this morning. So, you know, with a little under 24, maybe a bit more than 24 hours, they've been almost able to get 1 million views on YouTube. I want to say that's a good achievement.
Yeah, I think it's a solid achievement. But I want to know how many of those people, you know, just are like the casual everyday boxing fan that may have seen his name, because you know what I'm saying, people forget like that they see a Gennady win and they may not like go back and even watch the fight or anything like that, and that can just propel people to say, oh, Canelo won, Gennady won, let's see them in the ring again. And we all know the Zone really, you know what I'm saying, kind of wants that. That's the reason why they signed.
Again, to jump in here with some context, you know, you like, Gennady won, did he win? Well, our graphic shows the punch stats. I know you and I don't use punch stats live, but in the posts, it's an interesting stat that Derevchenko landed 230 punches on Gennady Golovkin, and that is the most total punches landed by any Triple G opponent in 25 of his fights that have been tracked by CompuBox. So Derevchenko literally put hands on him.
Yes, the pace and the activity really stood out that fight. So I can definitely believe that. But like I was saying, I think the casual boxing fan probably would still be interested in that fight. I think Gennady maybe just had like we hear, he maybe just had like an off night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, like you said last night, when do we stop looking at people past fights and try to make that dictate for the next fight? Guys, looking at Jack Kuklay and Derevchenko, you wouldn't expect that from him last night. So I'm gonna give Gennady the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he was sick, maybe he did have issues going on, or maybe Derevchenko just had a hellified night and a hellified fight on that day. So, period. I'm not gonna throw him away. You know what I'm saying? And say he doesn't deserve another Canelo fight.
It's funny you say that. The whole thing, like, when we gonna stop thinking about people's past fights? Because isn't that what Canelo's doing? I mean, he watched the performance and he's obviously saying, like, I'll stop this dude. Like, that's what he's doing. So even the fighters are victim of judging you off your last performance. And what have you done for me lately? Even though it's not, I guess, Derevchenko proved that wrong. Andy Ruiz proved that wrong. All the 2019 upsets proved that wrong. It's still something that's like hard not to use. Your last performance is your last performance. It's like right now, you and I might not think Danny and Earl is a good fight, but those people out there, they remember those Granados and Brandon Rios right-hand knockouts, and they like, yo, I want to see him test Earl. And, it doesn't necessarily translate into Earl being tested because you're seeing, Danny knock someone out. Or, same thing, it doesn't necessarily translate Canelo stopping Golovkin, all because Derevchenko gave him the fight of his life.
Absolutely. And you could have to, take it one little step further and look at the Sean Porter fight. People say Sean Porter against Ugas and thought Earl was just going to run through him, which I knew wasn't going to be the case. So, I mean, sometimes the history, it matters, but sometimes just the matchup matters more. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, I mean, we got to definitely take into account, which I did, and that's why I picked Porter, was, Earl and getting under Porter's skin, motivating him. I'm the type of guy that you talk that much shit to me, that's going to motivate me. It's not going to break me. And I think that's what happened in the, Sean Porter fight. Earl, said that he didn't have skill, said that he was, a bad, a fighter, like drowning, all this stuff that I think it made Sean work and want to win all the much more. And, we gotta factor that in. Gennady could come into the Canelo trilogy like, yeah, I owe you one, you young whippersnapper. You took my belts. I don't believe I lost either of the two. You shame me in public. I'm taking your head off. And he can get extra motivated for this fight and put on a better performance than the Derevchenko. That's the fucking the worst part of this. If you're a better, it's like, you just seen Triple G get washed, but then it's like he gets in the Canelo fight and all of a sudden he's got these juices flowing, he's rejuvenated, and he's trying to fight the fight of his life. So again, what have you done for me lately just is starting more and more to, get out of my vocabulary when at least picking. But those are my final thoughts, man. Anything you got before we get out to these callers?
Canelo hasn't had a knockout victory against that level of opponent in a long time now. If he goes out here and takes care of Kovalev and gets him out of here, which I don't think he will, then I might have to start giving his comments some credence. Know what I'm saying? Because if he's able to I know maybe Gennady has a stronger chin because we've seen Gennady, man. Look, one thing about Gennady, the guy has a fucking chin that cannot be underestimated. He got hit with shit from Canelo, Jacobs, and Derevchenko, and he's still there coming forward. So, not Derevchenko because he was kind of backing up, but he definitely has a chin. The body work could possibly be a selection for a stoppage, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just hard to see. Maybe maybe next year when he gets older, he maybe can stop him. Because I don't want to say it's hard to see him being stopped because I've seen some of the stuff Derevchenko was doing it, and it like Canelo looked like a better boxer than like Derevchenko, so he might be able to get in there and like do it a little bit easier and like use those same selection of punches and able to like, get closer to Gennady. So a stoppage from Canelo is, I know it's. I'm going back and forth, like just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because Gennady has a chin, but Canelo's a better boxer and all around fighter than Derevchenko. So, oh man, I don't know, man. I'm still like kind of on the fence. Mm-hmm.
Canelo's fight is a month out, man. I know that I said final thoughts, but you made me think. His fight is a month out. Again, what have you done for me lately? Do we believe in that phrase in boxing? Should he, if he beats Kovalev, give DAZN what they want? Turn around and take this guy on because of, the perception of how he looked last night. Or rather, Saturday night.
Oscar said something about it 2020, and it seemed like Canelo was really just like fed up with the whole thought of notion of the shit. But like he said, if it makes business sense, then that's the only reason why I'll do it, because of the business. You know what I'm saying? That could possibly be made. And right now, 37, maybe going toward 38. You take the old man out. You know what I'm saying? You give the zone what they want, and you put it on Cinco de Mayo and make one big last fight, so this chapter could be closed in your life.
All right. So you just saying you don't think he should do it? It's not like strategic. It's not like hell yeah, jump on it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, like, bro, I've seen Canelo beat this guy twice, so it's not nothing in my mind that is going to tell me Gennady's going to beat Canelo this third fight. And let's be real, like we all know why the zone picked up Gennady. You know what I'm saying? We all know why they offered him more money than ESPN did, than Fox did, because they wanted that Canelo trilogy, and that's the only reason. It looks like the only way that they're going to get it is by convincing Canelo that this is the nail in the coffin, the last chapter in the book. So. Yeah, man. I think
they're gonna have to throw Canelo a little extra on that, man. He playing hard to get with them.
He is, but he's giving them fights that are just as or more interesting than the Gennady fight.
Definitely appealing. Definitely this Golovkin. This Canelo. Yeah, that got me ready. I'm ready. I'm excited. Live fight chat. I'm excited. It's yeah, I know it sounds almost hypocritical because I was, shitting on the Mikey Earl, but Kovalev is in Earl. It's just that simple. Kovalev is in Earl. Credit to Mikey for wanting to get up in there with a dude in his prime, but dog, this ain't your time. Let me get to some callers real quick.
Get to the sponsor first.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Boomerang, good morning.
Straight to the point for those with attention deficit. I'm so repetitive, so I gotta repeat. Stainless from the streets to the deep. I'm coming with that heat. All you need to know about me, I'm coming with that heat.
TBV was good, baby.
Another day, another podcast.
And thank you for that, man. This is my first day off.
Shout out to you, man. I know you always grinding.
You know I'm always smoking on that day off too, so excuse me for that little pause in the conversation.
Hot boxing with TBV, man. We started that shit.
Right. Don't nobody know that, dude. You just started too much shit on the YouTube. YouTube should be paying you just for the people you done got to start their own pages. But
I tell you, especially all these niggas that's biting with these callers now.
Bruh. That, you know what I'm saying? He said a couple shows ago, he done created so many different hashtags. I talked to him about this a year ago, bro. You should be copywriting this shit. You know what I'm saying? From Am I lying, Ness? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you know, it's like I said, man. Gemini season, man.
hey,
We sneeze ideas.
hey, from Joshua Protectors to Bob Arum, the
Top
one who
rank
said
Top
he had a
rank
diet.
diet,
top
Eurobum,
rank diet.
AJ protectors. Man, we got hella shit.
Drinking the swamp water, bruh, like all that shit, bruh. I hear it on every other podcast. I hear it on every other call-in podcast. I hear it on every other just straight up boxing podcast. Like they use them terms like they boxing
But that's
terms
how
now, bruh. Like,
we gotta do it like that, man. We gotta uplift some of these
nah,
terms so they can have some
fuck that.
credibility throughout the
You know,
sport. Because
bruh,
that top
just
rank
a little
diet is
fact for
real,
you.
just like the PBC diet starting to get real. You know?
But bruh, just a little fact check for you, bruh. You know how OJ got money after that murder trial? He copywrote his name. So that way, anytime they said his name, they had to pay him for that shit.
OJ.
That's why I keep saying you need to go ahead and get that
Mike,
copyright.
you owe some money.
Bruh.
You just said it, bro.
I'm just saying,
OJ,
though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, OJ, one of the smartest criminals I ever seen in my life, man.
Damn, why you gotta call him a criminal, man? He was acquitted, man.
Hey, not on the second charge.
Yeah. He got
he did
called
time
might not
too.
be
He
a
did
murderer.
time anyway.
He might not be a murderer, but he's a bad thief. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But on to the topic, because I done took way too long. I didn't want to see Triple G Canelo 3 in the first place. If that's why DAZN, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? The first fight was debatable. The second fight was debatable. But the first fight for me, Adelaide Bird put such a bad taste in my mouth. I felt guilty having to pay for the second pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? To the point that I don't even want to see that shit. Nah. You know what I'm saying? I posed the same question to Triple G that I was posing to Canelo before he got this Kovalev fight. Fight one of them other champions. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast, because it's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. Shout out to El Camino.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
Come to fight. Canelo talking about he believe he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife. Cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Dom,
Yo,
you working?
Dom.
You working? You working?
Early in the morning over there, too.
All right, going to CYP on the Boomerang. We felt you in presence, Dom. You all good. CYP?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
What up, CYP?
All right, good. I'm at work doing my boot camps and shit, man. And this, I heard you a Gemini. You said you're a Gemini, right?
Correct the mundo.
Okay, cool. My girl a Gemini, her mama a Gemini, my best friend a Gemini, my cousin a Gemini, Tupac a Gemini. I fuck with Geminis. I'm a Taurus, though. Big bad bull.
Oh,
but anyway.
shit, my cousin Taurus. Yeah, y'all right behind us. What's that, like May 14th?
Yep. So we
May 14th, I think, is
Yeah. I'm May 8th, giving out all this information and shit. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I love you. Know what I'm saying? Pretty soon y'all gonna have all my shit and you play these damn shows back. But anyway, I hate how you always say fighters go be great. Fighters. Man, it's not the fighters that are going to be great. It's their backing that allows them to be great. Man, if Canelo didn't have all that DAZN and Mexico support, he wouldn't be offering motherfuckers 10, 12 cash cow days. AJ wouldn't have been doing that without the UK and Matchroom. Let's be real here. The reason why that shit pisses me off is because that's why Wilder didn't get to unify. Because Eddie Hearn and AJ came through offering boatloads of money that Wilder could not offer. It's like, that don't mean that Wilder don't want to be great. That don't mean that Wilder don't want to unify. It's who the fuck gonna turn down $5 million when your highest payday is $500,000 or $200,000? Of course you're gonna take that bullshit. This ain't even about if you think you could win or not, or who's the better champion. Man, that's the financial. That man, you be a financial idiot not to take that deal. I'm not mad at Charles Martin or Parker for taking that deal. I'm not mad at Kovalev or anybody who takes a deal with Canelo. But let's stop making it seem like these fighters with no financial backing to go out there and do the things that Canelo, that Pacquiao, that Floyd, and that AJ can do. You have to have financial backing behind you to go out there and make these crazy ass fights because people want money to take these risks. That's just fact. I hate hearing that shit. That's all I can say right now. I got to get back to work. But damn, give motherfuckers some credit for building a fan base and having a backing, and stop trying to clown the dudes or put down the dudes or deter the dudes who just got fucking hands and skills and just want them and just want all the hands and skills that come with it. I'm up out of here.
All right, so you got 40 seconds left on your comeback because you damn sure took more than the 130, just like Stainless took his whole 3, right? But this is what I'll tell you. You know, that sounds like a cute excuse. But let me give you a vision, a dream that as a Wilder fan I had. You know, a dream that as a Heyman fan I had. Charles Martin wins this belt. Eddie Hearn offers him 5.6 whatever million. What you told me when you sent Charles Martin off to the UK is that Wilder wasn't A, ready to be a pay-per-view star. B, the analytics proved to you it wasn't worth the risk. But to me and plenty of Wilder fans, we would have loved to see Wilder face Charles Martin for a unification. And if Anthony Joshua could fight Charles Martin and be on pay-per-view, why can't the American heavyweight who unified way back then, what was that, 2016, Mike? That would have been 2016 with the IBF and the WBC. Why can't his next fights all be on pay-per-view? Especially back then when, guess what, PBC wasn't that big. HBO and Showtime was still there. So you could have shopped Wilder around. He could have did the same exact thing that Anthony Joshua did. The narrative would have been different. They did not believe. They did not invest. That's what happened. Instead of sending Charles Martin for $5 million, you convinced Charles Martin the same way you convinced Peter Quillen it was better to vacate the WBO and take this check, okay? You convinced Charlo to sit and wait. It's plenty of things that you convince people to do. Like you convincing Abner Mars to move up and fight fucking Gervonta. Like, listen, you could have put Wilder versus Martin unification. Wilder would have still had them 2 belts. He would have still had them 2 belts. And same thing with Parker. Oh, he ain't got the backing. Why don't he got the backing? I thought the $50 million was all in the bag. How the fuck you ain't got the backing? What you talking about? I thought PBC had $500 million hedge fund for PBC. You know what happened? I thought Showtime said the $50 million was real. What happened? What happened? Oh, it's only with AJ? So again, you proving that you don't believe in Wilder. Again, you proving whatever analytics you keep into your cuff, we don't got, and you don't think he does the numbers. I believe he does the numbers. I wanted to see him unify versus both Joseph Parker and Charles Martin. I drove to Bama to be there for Gerald Washington when Joseph Parker was in the audience. I interviewed Joseph Parker and his trainer when they said they wanted that smoke next. It's my fault now. I believe in you. I bought your pay-per-view while I was in LA covering your pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what people like CYP talking about. He always had the backing. He's always been with Shelly Finkel. He's always been with Shelly Finkel. I mean, isn't Shelly Finkel have his hands in most of the popular heavyweights? Isn't AJ biggest fight because of Shelly Finkel versus Vladimir Klitschko? Isn't Vladimir Klitschko because of Shelly Finkel? Wasn't that his manager? I mean, how don't you have the backing? You with Shelly Finkel and you with Al. How don't you have the backing? Damn, that's the type of backing I don't want to have then. I want both of those dudes in my corner so I can say I don't got backing either.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to cover some of the 15, 16 points you brought up. First off, when they offered that $5-6 million to Charles Martin, I don't think Wilder was on the level yet to be kind of getting those kind of paydays, and we seen it with Ortiz. He was offered $7 million, but he got to fight
90 seconds.
Got to fight the next go around. I don't know if Charles Martin would have passed up $6 million back in the day. He would have got that same opportunity on the next go around. I don't even think that opportunity would have came because Eddie Hearn said we overpaid Charles Martin to come over here to pretty much get that title. So I don't think it wasn't the fact that he didn't have the backing of PBC or Showtime. It's just at that point in time, the finances just didn't make sense. And what was the other point you brought up? And you brought up so many.
All right, while you thinking, let me just counter that and say, look at your phone. Jose Ramirez, so he had the backing because he unified. He didn't take that long. What was the difference between Jose Ramirez unification and Wilder and Charles Martin unifying?
Because there was another offer for Charles Martin for $6 million that he went over there. Jose Ramirez didn't have another offer for $6 million. He said, hey, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm staying over here.
You know why he didn't have another offer? Because Eddie made him the offer. Eddie. No, listen to me. Listen to me so it doesn't go over anyone's head. Eddie backed his fighter, Maurice Hooker. Okay? Eddie, okay, being Heyman, okay, Maurice being Wilder. Eddie said, Maurice, I believe in you. I'm sending a $4 million package over there for Top Ranking Jose. We going to get him over here, and you going to do your damn thing. Why was Maurice ready to unify that soon in his career? Off of what? One title defense with Salcido, maybe? Or was it 2 title defenses? You watched his career more than me.
He fought Terry Flanagan for the belt, beat Salcido, and beat that guy from Big Baby in them gym that you was telling me about.
Okay, 3 Lester. You talking about Lester. So that's 3 title defenses maybe? Or one? Two. So he won the title, 2 title defenses, unification. Damn, Eddie, sign me. You believe in your fighters, man. Sign me. You believe in your fighters. After so 2 fights. After 2 fights, he sent the bag to get Jose on and that's the same thing he could have did. Same thing he could have did.
But that's what Eddie been doing though. Like,
and that's what I'm saying. Why didn't Al do that for Wilder? Why didn't he give Charles Martin the bag to stay right here and unify with Wilder right here? Let's build this dude up.
Probably couldn't make the money back, but Eddie could over at the O2 Arena.
But Mike, check this out. People. Check this out. I know that Harvard graduate, that motherfucker that did concerts for Drake and Beyonce, smarter than you and I. And when I tell you, if you would have invested in Charles Martin unification, Wilder proven already, he would have still been undefeated. He would have still had them 2 titles right now. You telling me that the money you spent way back in 2016, you wasn't going to recuperate right now with Wilder having 9 title defenses as a unified champion? Everything would have went different. Everything would have went different. Maybe Vladimir would have wanted to unify with Wilder. Maybe Joseph would have actually took the Wilder fight. Everything could have been different if he would have gave himself the opportunity, or if they would have gave him the opportunity. Do not tell me his stock ain't going to rise with a unification. Stop it. Stop it.
We don't know.
An American heavyweight that unified. When the fuck is the last time that happened in the heavyweight division? The buzz would have been bananas. Every fight he already had would have been for 2 titles. Every fight. Come on,
you can say that. You can say that all you want to, but he wasn't that popular back then. Like,
so Maurice Hooker's more popular than him.
When I first started
following, that's my example, Mike. I know I'm cutting you off, but that's my example. Answer that example. Is Maurice Hooker more popular?
Who gives a fuck about Maurice Hooker?
Eddie gave a fuck.
Bringing him up, though, bro.
Eddie gave a fuck. And if Al Heyman gave the same fuck,
Maurice is not with Al though.
Eddie, and that's what I'm telling you. If Al Heyman would have gave the same fuck Eddie gave for Maurice, fucking Wilder would have been a unified champion. What don't you get?
I don't even think
it was Eddie. I'm wrong.
I don't even think it was Eddie giving a fuck or just believing in Maurice Hooker. The zone needs.
So now you saying it's the broadcaster. So again, you saying Showtime didn't believe in Wilder. Which one is it? Was it Al that didn't believe, or is it Showtime, or is it both?
Maybe fucking Showtime just didn't have the fucking money to offer Charles Martin $6 million. That's the main point I'm getting at.
And what I'm getting at is that we know, you know, that Al might not match your offer, but he does it in other ways, bruh. So if he couldn't give Charles Martin $6 million in one fight, he would have gave him a fucking tune-up like he gave Danny Garcia. Hold on, let me finish, because this is facts. He gave Danny Garcia a Rod Salka $800,000 fight, and then the next fight was what? Lucas Matisse? Let me double check that. Why? Because we can't put all that check on one check so they can fucking tax your ass. That's why we told you to go move in Florida, because it ain't no state tax. Come on, man. Al ain't just your fucking advisor. He's your family. He teaches you how to do shit. But I'm going to give you some here. Rod Salka, there we go. Remember the Lamont Peterson fight. You tell me. $800,000 for Rod Salka. How much you give for Lamont Peterson? Let's not act like they
What's
don't do. Same
that
thing with
nigga
Peter
name
Quillen.
that,
That
Charles Martin,
was my
won-
other
won the
example
belt
was
off
Peter
of?
Quillen though. My other example was Peter Quillen. He told Peter Quillen vacate the WBO. He gave him a check. Take this check.
I'm gonna give you a $6
Same
million
thing with
check,
Luis
my dog.
Ortiz. Same thing with Luis Ortiz. Yo, don't take that $7 million from AJ. We got you. We got you.
Where was the $6 million gonna come in 2016 for Charles Martin? Not to take the AJ fight.
Well, let's see. Let me see. I don't know, Mike, and this ain't no sarcasm. You can help me to speed it up, but when did PBC come out? Because he had $500 million.
I don't know. That's
Okay, well, I'll Google it. PBC. When did it start? And if he didn't have PBC at the time, again, then why didn't the network believe that Wilder would be who he is today? Look at who he is today. Imagine they would have believed back then. Come on, bro. Don't I'm not wrong in this.
Seeing is believing, and most people don't believe until you show them.
Bruh, man, all the Wilder fans knew who he was and knew who he was going to be. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Sure. If his team ain't believed, his fans believed. His fans believed. That's all that matters. You can't tell me. Bruh, we talking clearly without even thinking that Charles Martin would have put up any type of fight. That's what we say. We're not even saying like, yo, we would have had to see that fight. We don't even know. No, we know what he would have done. We know he would have unified. I just don't see how this again, he doesn't even have a contract. So like you could have invested to unify him and then shop him around. Shop around. Come on, man.
Charles Martin made $433,000 for that Glasgow fight where he won a title. You expect the man to nigga offer you $6 million? That's like 10 times more than what I just got paid, or whatever other time. You think I'm gonna say no? Cause I got a plan for me.
That's a good point, yo. Check this out. Won't you do us a favor now and Google Mikey and the fight that he fought right before Earl? Because I bet you he almost got 10 times what he made.
Mikey versus who?
Whoever he fought before Earl.
Whoever
he fought before Earl, champion. I don't remember. Shit. All I know is that I can almost guarantee that his check is gonna be damn near 8. And if we rounding up, since we all went to school, it would be closer to 10. You know? Come on, bruh.
Who was it?
I'll Google it then. I'll Google it. It's all good.
Robert Easter Jr.
There you go. Oh man, you know they couldn't have gave him nowhere near more than $2 million. Huh? Come on. That's all. That don't mean nothing, Mike. Your check always goes up when you win a big fight. And the Wilder fight would have been a big fight. No, Charles Martin wouldn't have got $6 million, but yes, he would have got way more than $400,000 for unification in the heavyweight division. And yes, they could have shopped it. Wilder ain't had no contract. HBO was probably still in business. They could have shopped it. That's all that mattered. But let me get to callers. Everybody want to talk. We got Zorro.
Mikey made a guaranteed $1 million.
And now Google his guarantee for fucking Earl and see it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
3?
Huh?
It's 3.
All right.
Guarantee for Earl was 3.
All right. And how much he got with the pay-per-view?
Well, that's pay-per-view. That's back end. I don't know nothing about that.
But that's how Al paid him, right?
I don't know nothing about that.
Mike, no, that's fine. Listen, I like your stance. All I'm saying is to further the conversation, Al still sat him down and said, you going to fight this motherfucker, but you going to get paid. That's all he told you. That's it. It don't matter what you want to take out of this argument. That's all he told him.
But that's in-house, though. And
Charles Martin Wilder wasn't in-house?
I was talking about the money that was for Mike and Earl then, which is now, wasn't there 2 years ago. I don't know if Mike would have got that 2 years ago.
Again, why did Eddie Hearn invest in AJ? He paid $5 million and some change for that fight because they believe. Mike, it's all about belief, bruh. It's all about belief. You trying to make it something that it ain't. Man, you crazy as hell. If I had the money, I would have paid for Wilder to fucking have that unification and we would have all been rich. I ain't saying he ain't rich, but they would have been all sitting pretty and you fucking know it, man. Stop acting like fighting Charles Martin was not the right decision.
It's not.
Okay.
It's the fact you can prove you can make the money back.
Okay.
AJ fought Dylan White. They sold out the O2 Arena. So they know that AJ had a fan base that could sell tickets and make that money back. That's all I'm saying.
Mike, let me ask
Eddie
you
Hearn
something.
had the money to lure over Charles Martin for that fight.
Mike, let me
I
ask you
don't
something.
think Al Heyman and PBC at that time had the money to offer Charles Martin $5 or $6 million for the Wilder fight. That's all I'm saying.
Bruh, Al Heyman gave Danny Garcia $3 million to fight Lucas Matisse on the Mayweather-Canelo fight. That's a fight when fight fans or hardcore fans would argue already there's no money. There's no more money. Let's just listen to me, Mike. Think about this, bro. We talking about Mayweather getting 30-something million. Then they had to pay Canelo. Fight fans, hardcore, people that know boxing would have argued that there is no money to put Danny and Lucas on there. Richard Schaefer found it. He found enough to pay Danny $3 million plus Lucas's money. Dog, man, the money is there, man. It's there. You invested in Danny back then. What you talking about? $3 million back then. What is that equivalent? Come on, man.
The money is there on a Floyd Mayweather pay-per-view because of all the extra revenue Floyd Mayweather can bring in. I'm not
so you
saying
saying Floyd was sharing his pay-per-views with Danny? Did they use some of Floyd pay-per-view to pay Danny? That's not how it go, bruh. He's
I'm
the
not
pay-per-view.
saying that, bro. You putting the words in my mouth, but
okay, that's what that's how I interpret
with the management, with the cut that Schaefer's getting and the cut that Al Heyman getting, maybe those guys came together and was able to give Danny that $3 million purse. That's what I'm saying. Because of the Floyd Mayweather revenue is so big and their percentage probably doesn't go up, but it gets bigger because of all the money Floyd's bringing in. They can afford to take a little bit from myself and a little bit from himself to give to Danny to make a great fight. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so let me just interpret this right. You're saying because Floyd is who he is, more money gets thrown at the event, they was able to shift money around, right?
More money gets thrown at the event, which in turns, Schaefer gets a bigger cut than he would, say, promoting a Garcia fight. Same thing for Al Heyman. So with that being said, maybe they had a little bit more extra left over to get to Danny.
So all I'm saying is this, man. Let me try it this way. You, Mike, would you have taken Wilder, unified with Charles Martin, and done the same Eddie Hearn plan? The same thing you beg, I beg, his fans beg. Take them, unify with Washington, and everything is in Alabama. Everything is in Atlanta. You know the market is there, but still, Al Heyman hasn't done it. You begging for it now. Bob Arum wants to do it, so the market has been there. So again, why can't you invest? Because you know what the future is gonna bring. It's not. I mean, I'm gonna end it with that, man. I know we just ain't gonna see eye to eye. Hopefully, the callers can, I don't know, help us here. Did we ever get to Zorro?
No. We ain't get to Zorro yet.
Zorro,
I'm on here. Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yes, we do.
Sir,
Y'all
good morning to you, bro. Good morning.
All right, man. This why I love TBV, man. Y'all boys be on it. We were talking about Triple G. Now we was going into the analytics of why Wilder should have fought Martin at this point of his career, or at that point of his career. But Neff, my son wanted to holler at you because when he was watching wrestling, he saw Tyson Fury. The first thing he said is, if Tyson Fury is on here, when they gonna bring on Deontay Wilder? And I was looking at him and I was like, dang, that'd be all right if they brought him on here so they could talk noise. So he sees when I think maybe a couple of weeks ago you were talking about when WWE was coming to Fox. My son's 16. He sees that, okay, if they put him on this, everybody gonna jump up and be ready to see these big fights again. But then he started talking about Mayweather being on there. Then with Triple G, I don't want to see Triple G fight Canelo again. I think Canelo done surpassed Triple G. Triple G, if he's not gonna fight the other dudes for the belts, he need to just retire or something like that. It's not gonna be interesting because if Canelo went to the body like that on Triple G like Derevchenko did, Triple G will be on the ground, and that'll be the influence, and then that'll be a wrap. There'll be no more Triple G. His his resume. He likes to fight the smaller fighters.
Cut it.
Let me get to Texas.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
You invited him to the ring? Why?
Yo le invité a que subiera. Como decimos en México, hay que dejarnos de mamadas. ¡Viva México!
And like we say in Mexico, we don't fuck around. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
What up, Basic with Max?
Yo, what up?
What up, Machine Gun?
Yo, Matt, why they always confusing you, man? Yesterday, fucking Alex called you Supermax, and now today is Mike.
It's because we sound the same on the phone, bro. We worked together at a restaurant one time, and this lady thought we was we was fucking with her one time on her complaint. And when she got up there, she had the dumbest face and look on her face. But that's another story for Untitled that I can tell y'all. But Ness, I think you helped further prove Wilder's point of why he don't want to be on Showtime no more, man. You know, because with the whole, why couldn't they offer the money for the unification? But maybe Charles Martin said no because he saw Arthur Spilka die at the beginning of that year because he fought AJ in like April that year, yeah? So what, they give him about 2-3 months, sign, get ready? I probably would have said no to that shit too and tried to fight AJ as well. Probably a safer fight, not as deadly as a knockout. But
yeah, but that's the point. If you Al Heyman, you supposed to make him an offer that he can't refuse. The same way Abner's about to jump up and fight a fight that we know he can't beat. The same way Mikey jumped up and fought a fight he can't beat. You sacrificed people before. You were supposed to sacrifice Charles Martin for Wilder. That's just how I see it.
Yeah, no, I get your point. I see that too, man. But going back to Gennady Golovkin, man. Gennady Golovkin, he gonna have to fight Andrade or something. He gonna have to fight Andrade or Charlo because Canelo gonna try to make him do more. Especially if Canelo try to get past Kovalev, he can stay at 175 or even go back to 168, fight Callum Smith. It's just too many options for Canelo, and he's at that point in his career where you don't pick me, I pick you. He's the face of boxing, the ultimate A-side, just like Pacquiao, just like Floyd used to be. Now it's Canelo. But Triple G, honestly, Triple G's probably gonna get the softest touch possible, man. He probably get some no-name or probably fight Hogan, who fought Munguia, move him up to 160 or something. But man, I don't see Triple G getting anything else tough, and if he does, give it out to Andre.
All right, looks like we got, I believe this is Kid Flash.
Kid Flash, okay.
Yeah, this is up. What's up, man?
What up, champ?
Man, what up, man? Love the show today, man. You know, I like how y'all talking about, you know, the Al Heyman thing, you know, because, man, this Canelo fight, like, between Triple G and them two, like, I don't know, it doesn't really interest me, you know. I feel like Gennady's on his way out. He needs to pass the torch to somebody else, man. Boxing needs that. Boxing don't need the old guy getting these decisions that people are like, oh, yeah, you know, oh, he might have got it, he might have not, you know. Like, come on, he only got 2 more years, you know what I'm saying? Give it to somebody else. But, man, I appreciate the show today, man. Don't forget, October 18th, I'll be fighting Phoenix, Arizona, going for my 5th straight knockout against a tough guy coming off a knockout. You know, we wanted somebody that stay in there, not get knocked out. So I'm ready to put on the show, and I love the.
Is there any way we can watch it?
Family, man. I'll definitely live stream it. I think Fight Hard Promotions is gonna
put on
do
the
a Facebook Live.
Okay.
So,
make sure
yes,
you get that information for us, man, so we can share it.
I got you. I'm gonna send you pictures. I'm gonna send you videos and all that, man. Don't worry about it. I got you.
For sure. We'll post it on the IG and everything, man.
And thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate it. You know, I'm up and coming right now.
Do your thing, champ. We got our eye on you. Hopefully you the goods, man.
Thank you.
Kid Flash, there you have it. Let's go out to, who do we got? Brandon in Cincinnati. Talk to me.
Top of the morning to you, gentlemen. What's going on? I agree with Canelo. I think at this point, if they fought a third fight, he'd probably get the stoppage. Do I want to see a third fight? I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I mean, if guys don't come in and fight like how Daniel Jacobs fought against Canelo, like the lights is too bright for them and shit, and they just want to be there to get a check. Hell, at least we know the GGG fight gonna be action packed. So in that aspect, I wouldn't mind seeing it again. But I do want to see both of them guys mix it up with the other champions. So either way, I don't really care. And that's as far as the Charles Martin shit, man. You making some great points, but you putting yourself in the mind of Deontay Wilder and Al Haymon. You not putting yourself in the mind of Charles Martin, bro. Why would I turn down $6 million to sell my? Either way it go, he was gonna sell his fucking belt. That's what he was doing. So why would he sell his belt for less money than sell it to AJ for more money? So Wilder could be the bigger star in the end. That don't make no sense for Charles Martin, bro. I think
maybe
that's
Al
what
did
everybody
put an offer out there. Maybe Al did put an offer out there to him that we don't even know about.
Well, that's my point. If he didn't match it, they failed Wilder because the investment was matching it. It's just the bottom line. It's just the bottom line. Brandon, you going to tell me, because I'm tired of arguing with Mike. I want you to tell me, would Wilder not been more popular now winning that fight?
Damn, insult me.
Yeah, he would have been.
How'd I insult you? I said I'm tired of arguing with you. I ain't insulting
you.
Oh.
Yeah, he would have been a unified champ, but like I said, you got to put yourself in Charles Martin's shoes. I'm not gonna turn down $6 million.
Bruh, you still speaking ridiculousness. Nesta said they didn't believe in him. Nesta said they didn't invest in him. That's my point. You ain't supposed to cut Charles Martin check. You match that shit because you believe in Wilder.
They didn't have the money to match it.
How the fuck you ain't got the money, bro? Come on, man.
Let me explain it. In order to match
get yourself a boomerang, champ. Get out of here. Motherfucker talking about Al ain't got the money. He ain't work for Beyonce. He ain't work for Drake. He ain't work for fucking Floyd, Vernon Foss, Layman Brewster. Andre Berto ain't been making a fucking $1 million on HBO versus Freddie Hernandez 10, 20 years ago. The fuck you mean he don't got no goddamn money to put up? You put that shit up because you know what Wilder was going to be. You know who he is. Come on, man. You blew it. You blew it. My man could have been hometown in Atlanta, sold out arenas. You already paid fucking Areola $150,000. You could have kept paying motherfuckers to go to Atlanta and build them. Slow build, slow burn, just like they did AJ, but they believed in AJ. You heard what Wilder just said on Sky Sports. I fucking got a medal, and they ain't believing me. I was back fighting fucking show fights at Tuscaloosa. They didn't believe. He telling you, but you arguing with me that they did, but he telling you they didn't believe. He left Showtime. They didn't believe. The fucking commentator talking all that shit about, I don't got no problem with what Paulie said. Paulie got every right to give his opinion. But in Wilder's eyes, you work for Showtime and you shitting on me? Y'all worried about Tyson Fury's story more than me? But y'all sitting here arguing with me that Showtime believed in him. I'm always right.
To this day.
Even when I'm wrong, Mike.
I was like, when did I say Showtime believed in that nigga, right?
Bro, but that's Mike. That is my argument. Charles Martin wouldn't have fought in the UK if they believed in Wilder because they would have found $5 million to give him right here because they knew the investment. That's like, yo, man, I'm not even gonna give no more metaphors and examples. Y'all bugging, man. Y'all really ain't hustlers if y'all don't know sometimes you gotta pay a little bit more for the fucking product to shut shit down. You motherfuckers, man, I gotta stop giving jewels. I promise you. Now watch CYP come in here. It ain't your turn yet, CYP. We got like 2 more people before you, but watch him come in some way try to twist this just to debate with me when he know they should have believed in Wilder way back then. Mike know that shit too. We would have been in Atlanta right now throwing parties for his fights. But no, nah. Now Bob Arum going to take that market. The market Wilder been begging for 5 years in a row. Bob Arum about to put Shakur Stevens and fucking Terrence Crawford in Wilder's backyard. Wilder got a home in Atlanta. Wilder did a show in Atlanta. And Terrence Crawford coming all the way from Omaha, Nebraska. Okay? Omaha, Nebraska. To fucking be in Wilder's backyard, but y'all telling me they believed in him. I hear y'all, man. You know what? I already put in the message. I said I want to go to camp. I'm waiting for the answer back. When I get there, these questions will be asked. Do you feel that they believed in you. You know, we'll keep our name out of it. We're gonna put the blame on Showtime. They the broadcaster, right? Just like the Zone throwing everybody money, it should have been Showtime throwing Wilder money. I mean, they tried at the end. They tried to throw him the 20 for the Brazil to match the Zone offer, right? But their pockets ain't long, I guess. I don't know. We got Avery Benit. I ain't gonna give you a first name, but what up, Avery? I mean, last name. What up, Avery?
Man, you already gave half of it out.
I know.
Everyone can. Jesus Christness.
Pardon me.
Anyway, what are we talking about, man? Because you're on your Wilder.
We supposed to be talking Canelo, but I'm on my Wilder soapbox. You're right, man. Because you know, we all know. We all answer both questions. Do you want the trilogy with Canelo? And if not, right? Or you know, assuming he doesn't get it, what about the options that DAZN gave? You know, and obviously Canelo saying he'll knock him out. You could give your opinion on all those things. Then come back to Wilder.
Man, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I kind of want to see the. I don't really want to see the third fight. I'd rather see Triple G get a sort of like a off into the sunset, have a fight with like Ryota Murata or someone like that on that level. Because after Saturday's performance, I think we can officially say he's pretty washed up. I mean, do you think the Triple G from 2015 who beat the shit out of David Lemieux would have gone the distance with Derevianchenko and lost like 6 rounds? I mean, I honestly don't think that would have happened. But, he's a long way removed from that. And I think all the training he does in Big Bear at altitude has had an effect on his body. But that's just me.
All right. Yo, Mike, I just Googled Charles Martin, right? So I could get to his box rank, and a white dude author comes up. That's how unknown Charles Martin is. That's crazy. And my Google search should know I'm looking for boxers, all right? Come on, bro. Charles Martin. White boy, that one white boy, John, what up?
What up? I didn't catch the fight, but I heard a lot of people said Triple G might have lost. I didn't catch the fight. What were your thoughts on it, Ness?
Oh, man, dude, we got media reaction and a whole Sunday show for that, man. I mean, I thought Derevyanchenko won.
I mean, that's crazy. I've seen the highlights, and he was putting that pressure on Triple G, man. Triple G didn't seem to have a solid answer for the man. But I was watching the Adesanya fight. I would like to see the. Oh my God, bro! You see that end where he celebrated? He got down to the ground. And I'm telling you what, bro. That fool is too good, bro. He's a true martial artist, bro. He is very down to earth. He's a cool guy. But yeah, he took out Robert Whittaker. Anyways, but in the Wilder fight, what are you talking about him now? My bad.
He's saying that Showtime and Al Heyman did not believe in Wilder. That's why Charles Martin was able to go over and fight Joshua for that $6 million.
Mike, here's more information. They really didn't believe in him. I found it.
Yeah, I agree with that, bro.
What year did Premier Boxing Champions start? 2015. What year did Charles Martin fight? 2006. That mean they had a $500,000 kitty. That mean they had a $500,000.
$500 million.
$500 million. My bad. That's even worse. I'm saying the wrong number. They had the money to pay, and you know it. I know it. They had the money to invest. You know it. I know it. That's all I know.
That's crazy.
All right, let me go to CYP on the boomerang.
All right, then.
Yo, let's motherfucking cook. Let's cook. I'm tired of your shit. Let's look at facts. PBC has gotten better through the years, financially better. When they go to their contract renegotiations, they get more money. The reason this is because they hit their talking points. I do contracts with my athletes. You sit down, you say, if you run this, when you come back for your renegotiation, we'll offer you more. If you miss this, you're going to be in trouble with negotiations. PBC and Al Heyman have been right on point with their point plan. That is exactly why it was a smart move not to bankrupt Wilder, because he would have had to offer a whole lot of money to Martin and not got paid. $100,000 pay-per-views for that fight would have done $7.9 million. You gave Charles Martin 6 of it. Showtime will take 40%. Wilder would be in a fucking hole. He would get no money for that fight. That is a stupid investment to make back in 2016 for Wilder. I'm the biggest Wilder fan. I fuck with the dude. That's one of my guys, one of my friends. I fuck with him. And I'm telling you now, I would have told him as an advisor, do not take that fucking risk. It's nothing but another belt. And it has worked for this man in the future. You full of shit.
Unfortunately, you was damn near 80% of your time earlier. So what was one of the good points he made? He said,
Showtime they would have.
They would have bankrupt. They would have bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yo, Mike, that was so cute. It's so cute. You know what's funny? That we talking about Canelo, a dude that uses his G5 just to fucking drag his balls around. The dude that behind his G5, he's got a U-Haul hitch dragging his fucking brain around. Because that little guy with the knee brace, he was smart enough in multiple big fight situations to say, you know what? You the A-side. You the A-side, Charles Martin. You do your thing. Oh, I got to get paid $1 million now? Oh, wait a minute. How many pay-per-views? We're going to go with CYP Mav, Mike, since he want to help me win this argument. Wilder only did 100. And we're going to go with his math, too. They only made 7. And they had to pay Martin 6, right? So what about the investors? There's no Corona for this fight? There's no Corona? No O'Reilly Auto Parts? Ain't none of those checks coming in that can help Wilder get his little, I don't know, 1 million? Because we know up until this couple of years, on paper, my man been getting 1 and 2 million. So what is CYP and all these Wilder liars talking about? We all know the right thing to do was unify and be the motherfucking man. You could have been the man. N.O., talk to me.
What up, N.O.?
Ooh, what up, Mike? What up, Mike, dog? See, bro, this nigga Ness talking crazy as a motherfucker on the show today, dog.
Hey, man, but he makes some good points, though, bro, cause...
Yeah, all right. Let me burn right quick, though. Like, jump in here and up, but let me burn right quick, Mike, dog. Say, bro, this nigga talking about somebody who already the WBC champ of the world. He gonna overpay for a motherfucker that won a belt off a hip shot. You dig? Somebody who don't nobody fucking know. I'm gonna give him $6 million to get a shot at that time. Man, you got me fucked up, man. That'd have been the craziest move they could have ever made, man. The only people who was in position to make that motherfucking fight was Eddie Hearn. Because Joshua, he didn't have a belt. He wasn't a champ, and he wasn't ready to step up to the next level. That was the easy. That's like the Javante Davis route. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were doing with AJ. Yeah, you gonna pay a nigga who don't deserve that type of money, you know what I'm saying, for a title shot. That's how that shit worked. That dude wasn't ready yet. Wilder was on, he wasn't a superstar at that time, dog. And on top of that,
is
he
Maurice
was already
Hooker a superstar?
I'm gonna make him the A-side, man.
Is Maurice Hooker a superstar?
Fuck no.
I then.
Why we talking about Hooker?
Because Eddie, I'm explaining it to you. Eddie Hearn believed in Hooker. After 2 fights, he got him a unification. He believed in him. He paid. He paid enough. Man,
that's all he had.
He paid.
That's all he had was he didn't believe in Hooker. That's all he got to work with.
That's an excuse. That's an excuse. And what is Deontay? Chopped liver? What you mean? That's all he got to work. So what is Deontay? Is he a diamond or is he not?
Man, look, check this out. Look, hold on. Let me jump in. Look, the UK dog, you don't give a fuck who you is over there. You a star. You heard me? It's not like that in the US, man. Stop flipping that like that, Ness. You know that shit different, dog.
Nah, man.
Ain't nobody want no money like that in the
Listen
US,
to me.
man.
Listen to me.
UK
You seen how they came out for Earl? Why can't they do a unification in Texas? Why couldn't they do a unification in Atlanta? Stop it, man. Stop it, man. Why can't they bring it back to Birmingham?
It was a sold-out crowd, wasn't it, Ness? Out there in L.A. It was a sold-out crowd. I was in the building, dog.
For LA?
That motherfucker was packed.
For who? For Earl?
Earl a star, man. Earl, man.
So Wilder's not a star.
At that time wasn't a
Deontay Wilder's not a star.
Nah, that's a bad comparison.
So Deontay Wilder's not a star.
No, I'm talking about you compare Spence to where he at now and Wilder to where
I'm comparing Maurice. Listen to me. I'm comparing Maurice Hooker, who only fought Les Pierre and Salcido and then unified with Jose Ramirez. What are you talking about? That's what I'm comparing. You guys keep telling me that Maurice Hooker was more of a star than Wilder. That's crazy. I ain't know that.
No, man, I ain't said, man, Ness, you know I ain't say that. I said that.
So then why did Eddie invest? Why did Eddie? Why did Eddie invest in Maurice Hooker to bring Jose Ramirez to the zone to unify with Maurice Hooker after 2 fights? Why? Was Maurice Hooker a star?
What other fighter did he have?
Huh?
What other fighter did he have to work with?
Man,
that's all he had to work with. Look at Vargas. He put Vargas in a big fight. He ain't got nobody else at 147.
You talking about a promoter that has one of the biggest stars in boxing, bro? What are you talking about? And then he's got the future in boxing and Haney. What are you talking about? Why y'all still trying to discredit this man? I'm done, man. All right, no, I'm good, man. Let me get to Dominic here on the boomerang. Y'all crazy today, man. Y'all calling me crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Triple G.
Why we don't want to talk about Wilder? UPBC.
No, I'm gonna get to that, man. Don't worry.
Y'all didn't believe in Wilder.
Hold on, I'm gonna get to that, my friend. Don't worry about that. I do want to see the trilogy. I know it sounds stupid, but I mean, if Triple G can get worked like that on Saturday, I would like to see how Canelo says he can and says he can get the knockout. I want to see it, believe it, and receive it. And with Deontay Wilder, I believe it's a whole bunch of shit that was going down. I mean, a lot of people didn't believe in him because they think that he couldn't go 12 rounds. He's only a knockout artist, and knockout artists die off. And I think also that Charles Martin was also scared. He thought Anthony Joshua was probably an easier route, even though he did get paid for that one. But I think that's what he did. I mean, a lot of people were scared. Tyson Fury was ducking Deontay Wilder in the beginning. He said he wasn't even a worthy opponent. There's hella people who were ducking who didn't believe in him. And that's why Deontay Wilder had to paint the same path that Terrence Crawford got to do. But he ain't did, obviously, Mike. And Al Heyman got the money. I mean, he had like Earth, Wind, and Fire, I heard, and he was a promoter for Earth, Wind, and Fire and hella shit he opened up for. The dude had money, Brandon.
It's just hilarious that they try to take that stance like, oh, he didn't have the money back then. Like, bruh, that's what an investment is, man. You invest right now. It's long term. You see in the future, man. You know? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. Like N.O. ain't investing his truck to become an owner-operator. Come on, man. Dudes is funny, man. They funny. They all forget shit all of a sudden. Stone Bone Boxing, holla at me.
What up, Stone Bone? You muted.
What up? What up? Hey, we know wasn't they just coming off Maypac? You know what I mean? We know Heyman is a manager.
Nah, they ain't just coming off Maypac. What you mean? What year was that?
What year was Maypac?
I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Google that.
Oh, look at what any Floyd big fight back then could have paid. Al had the money.
Thank you.
It wasn't. They could have paid Charles Martin. Plus, we knew just from what Kell Brook did. He won the belt and then he went and fought all British guys. We knew Anthony Joshua was going to do the same. They just didn't. I don't want to say they didn't believe in Wilder. I just don't believe at that time they were invested like for the future. At that time, they were more about let's acquire assets now. You know what I mean? And we're just going to let whatever happen. And anybody who could help them acquire those assets, they let it happen. Like he was doing deals with Eddie. He was doing deals with all these different people. He was just bringing
they did a $3 million point something dollar purse bid for James DeGale and Andre Durrell. So they believe more in Andre Durrell than Wilder. Come on, man.
Wow.
Yo, dog, they just ain't have somebody in there telling them what to do and allocate that money, bro. That's all. They invested in the wrong people.
But if you think back at that time, PBC was just buying fighters, buying venues, buying TV
wasting
space.
Money. Anthony Durrell is from Flint, Michigan. James DeGale's from the UK. What the fuck they doing in Boston? That's the problem. They was wasting money. They could have invested in Wilder. That's just the bottom line.
And just look at it. Look at the money Mayweather was making at that time. You know, Al getting 10% of those multiple hundreds of millions of dollars. They had $5 million to invest in Wilder to beat up on a fucking Charles Martin. You know what I mean? They could have paid Charles Martin off the gate and just let Wilder do whatever he wanted to do. The money wasn't the issue. You're making $7-8 million off a gate. You could have just put him in a big place somewhere in the South, let Wilder knock him out in 2
Atlanta.
rounds. You would have a unified champion. You wouldn't be worried about chasing AJ. It would be like, I got 2 and you got 2. It wouldn't be none of this, oh, I got 3 belts, you only got 1. No, it'd be 2 and 2, meet me in the middle of the street. And people would have forced it, but everybody's like, AJ got 3 belts, so we're not going to force him to fight the guy with 1 belt.
Charles Martin fought AJ in April 9th of 2016. That's exactly 11 months after Mayweather Pac. So there was hella money floating around.
And right before
Showtime
Mayweather
was happy in the motherfucker with all them pay-per-view buys.
Right, we were still talking about a rematch. He could have said, hey, Floyd, do the rematch. I need to give Wilder $100 million. You know what I mean? Like, stop playing. The money was there. They just wasn't investing at that time. They was just spending.
Stone Bone, stop trying to make it sound good. Wilder ain't going to get mad. He ain't going to get mad. That's why he walked. That's why he walked from Showtime talking about the money ain't there. They just ain't. Nah, they ain't believe back then. That's the fucking words that we need to use because that's the fucking truth. Because I know if I had that money, I'd have took Charles Martin ass, gave him what he wanted, put Wilder in there. He'd have knocked his motherfucking head off live on TV. His head would have rolled into a whole nother motherfucking state. And then everything he'd have done would have been right there in Birmingham or Atlanta. That's it. That's it. The same people he fought. Ain't no different. The same people. Doing the same large-ass numbers that he was doing, he would have did more because he would have been unified. But who we got? That's everybody. Stainless, did we go to your boomerang?
No, we need Stainless on the boomy. What up, Stain? Go on one time. I don't think he might be busy.
Nah, bro, I done already smoked, bro. You know what I'm saying? I took my 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That first time, I ain't gonna be disrespectful. Peace.
About NO, do we got a boomerang for NO or we all done?
Nah, we could go to NO real quick though. Let me get to this comment right here. Look at this asshole backwards shit. He did invest in Wilder. Giving AJ that belt benefited Wilder by giving him a rival. I'm telling you, that's some Gennady Golovkin shit if I ain't never seen it. I'ma just sit around here and wait on this man. This what I'm saying. See, at least Crawford and Earl say, bruh, I'm making my own legacy. You know what I mean? Like, come on, fellas. We saying craziness, man. How is advising someone not to unify the good advice these days? This is ridiculous. NL, talk to me, man, on the boomerang.
Look, now check this out. What Charles Martin, was he a client of Al Haymon? Yes or no?
Was he a clown of Al Haymon? Yup. So
client, yes.
Oh, yeah.
A client.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Client, man.
Now,
yeah. Check this out. Now, would have benefited Charles Martin more to lose money in a fight against Wilder or to make sure his fighter
not losing money. Stop. No, you using a fake equation. I said they got to believe in Wilder. So they got to match the offer. They got to match the offer. They got to match it. You can't keep giving me this fake scenario where Charles is supposed to take less. If Al believes in Wilder, Charles don't take less. They say to him,
Who was the inside in that fight? Wilder or Martin, man? Let's keep it real.
Anthony Joshua, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. When they sent that money, who was the A side? Who was the A side? Who was the A side? Who was the A side when they sent the money? No. You bleeding, and no, I got you on the ropes. You bleeding. Look at him bleeding. He on the ropes bleeding. You see him, Mike? Who was the A side?
I'm on the tag. I done did the spin move on you. Like, you don't put me. I done did the spin move.
Answer the question. Answer the question. If you want a spin move, answer the question. Who was the A side in the AJ Charles Martin fight?
AJ. What you mean?
All right then. So what's your problem? What's your problem? So what's the problem?
My problem is Eddie Hearn's the only crazy ass motherfucker to give a no name like
So now you
Charles
saying
Barkley.
Eddie
You know why? In
smarter.
the
So now
UK,
you saying
look,
Eddie smarter.
hold up.
Now you saying
UK,
Eddie
in the
smarter than
UK, they
Al.
don't give a fuck. In the UK, they don't give a fuck if you fight somebody with 100 losses. As long as they fight it in a fight, you heard me? That's all they give a fuck about. Over here in the US, you gotta fight competition. You gotta fight gangsters. Ain't no way in the world AJ would have been a superstar like that in the US, dog. Fighting them people who he fought
Yeah, man.
till he got his fucking belt.
Yo,
Ain't no way.
I am so done with you, bruh. You crazy? Oh my God, Mike. He said ain't no way AJ would have been a star in the US fighting the people he fought. Oh shit, Mike, I muted you by mistake trying to mute NL. Listen, this dude got one of the best heavyweight resumes in the last fucking 15 years.
No. Let me get a quote right. He said, "Ain't no way he would have been a star fighting the people he fought up until he got his belt," which I kind of disagree with because he fought Dillian White and he fought, I believe he fought.
Who Dillian White is? Oh, who Dillian White is?
I mean,
come on, NL. Cheating.
At that time, it was a domestic level rival. I mean, just like Big Baby and Wilder had a domestic level rivalry, and we all want to see that fight, right? You know.
Oh my God, Mike, you just reminded me. Talking about Showtime believing them. Meanwhile, they let Big Baby go. They let Tyson Fury go.
Oh,
they let
shit.
AJ go, but they believe in Wilder. Come on, man. Y'all better
That's
stop,
true too,
man.
you know. But was it Showtime letting it go? Because I thought they put an offer in for AJ. It just wasn't. Like,
my man, that's what I'm saying. You making these peanut offers while Eddie out here giving dudes life-changing money, changing the fucking game, and people talking about, oh, NO, that's NO's excuse. Ain't nobody crazy like Eddie Hearn. So Eddie believed. He believed. His gamble paid off. He rolled the dice. He believed. Come on, y'all.
Absolutely.
I'm out. Next GTO. Oh, wait. We got super chats. You know CYP can't go without he ain't gonna die without saying a few words. I got them all on the you know I got y'all on the ropes when Mike ain't even defending y'all. Mike just over y'all can't see I can see he just over like, damn, he got him again. Even Brandon the hater in the chat, like, damn, he got you, N.O. Cause that's the thing, bruh. Like, you Al Heyman. Why the fuck should Charles Martin take less money? You Al Heyman. Match that offer. Hey, Mike, check this out. What did the zone say? Go ahead. You could be a free agent, AJ. We gonna match that shit. I bet you motherfuckers sent offer for that Andy Ruiz fight, didn't they, Mike? Why was it taking long for the zone to announce that they was the partner? Because Eddie was going through them offers and telling the zone, nah, you gotta raise it because they offering me more. Showtime just sent me this. Come on, dog. We know how this shit go. But nah.
Bro, when y'all told me that PBC started in 2015,
it was over.
And then they coming off the Mayweather and Pacquiao fight, bro. Come on, man.
Money was all over. Everybody had money. Everybody had money, bro. Come on.
The whole company had money.
I'm gonna let Mike ask that question a while because I know I'm gonna be too forward. I'm gonna let Mike go ahead.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna try to do an interview with Wild. I might like do the Patreon and like let Ness do like his own questions and shit like that. Yeah, I think I want to do the Patreon. If you don't mind this.
Nah, man, you know I never mind, but I'm gonna slide that one question in through you. You know, let you answer that in your own way, because I mean it's just true, man. Like, yo, that's my final thoughts right there, man. I would have put that money up. Oh wait, we didn't get the super chats. Hold up. I'd have put that money up. That's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah, I wouldn't normally have the super chats open, but my screen will be here today, so I brought my other laptop screen and shit.
Today's date after these. All right, so we got Matt Garces, GGG on the Matchroom retirement plan. Damn. Mr. CYP. And Matchroom made $24 million plus gates, so AJ made more than Charles Martin. You want PBC and Wilder to lose money. Get a college degree, Ness, or at least be elite. All right.
Hey, man, send me that gate, nigga. That sounds like a lot for a British fight. Yeah, I'm just being real. At the O2, $24 million. That's a lot for the gate. Now, if you're talking about concession and endorsements and the pay-per-view revenue, then okay, I can see that. But if you're talking about just gate, oh no.
Ooh, they questioning you, CYP. He came back with another one and says, so Hearn wouldn't have countered if Al said 6.5? What does he mean? He countered the Martin offer?
Yeah, like the price just went up.
Well, no, that's what last right to match is. You go get your offer, then you come back. That's how it works. So now we're going to break that. We're going to say last right is go get your offer. I come back and say, all right, I'm going to give you that. And you say, no, wait, let me go back over there and see what they going to say now. Come on, y'all. CYP be trying, though. I love him. This is my new nemesis. For Ben Media says, what's the call-in number? It ain't that number at the top. It is, but, we lock those phone lines in. This usually supposed to be report shows, but we talk too much around here. I'm a Gemini. I can't shut up. Ben Media, I can't believe nobody has brought up the Povetkin mandatory. Wilder couldn't have fought Martin. The mandatory was set. Unification couldn't trump. He answered his own question, except he answered it wrong. Of course, unification trumps mandatories. We all know that. Another one bites the dust, Mike. Mike, you don't want to just help me? I mean, I'm
you doing such a good job, brother.
I was gonna bring don't you take any fun in destroying him?
I was gonna bring up that he failed a drug test, so his mandatory went went out the window. That's why he's in the WBA now and no longer like the WBC. Like he ain't even tried to get back in the WBC. Even give like Luis Ortiz credit for failing a drug test and getting right back into the WBC clean boxing program. Yeah, Povetkin said the hell with the fucking WBC boxing program.
Yo, Wilder wanted that belt so bad, I believed he named it Sophia, right? In the interview with me in 2015.
He named all of them. Like he had names for all of them.
Yeah. But that was in my interview. He gave names for AJ's IBF. That's how bad he wanted it. But meanwhile, the right thing was due not to take it.
I thought Sophia was the WBC belt.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe. But in that interview, he gave names. So, also he said in that interview or in that day, that week that I was there, a big interview too. It was titled Charles Martin was ill-advised. You know what I mean? So he also felt Martin was sent in there, to die. So it's what I'm saying. Like, did you believe in him? I don't know. Look at Troy hating on me. Podcast host is an accountant. That's right. I'm counting pockets. I'm an accountant. I'm a fucking idea giver. I'm a matchmaker. I'm a promoter.
Hey, are you a mind mover?
A mind mover. I wish. Hey, yo, I'm watching that show on Netflix though about moving shit. You talking about the little boy? Yeah, it's all right.
That's why I asked you to see have you watched it or not.
Yeah,
like, you watching it?
Yeah. No, I'm on A-Ting. I'm on A-Ting. Let me see. So we got CYP came back. He said they started high for a reason. They never planned on losing Martin. Al knew that's what he's paid to do. They started high for a reason. They never planned on losing Martin. So you thought they were gonna beat? I mean, how you interpreting his super chat? I don't understand what he's saying.
They started high for a reason. They never thought they would lose to Martin. He probably talking about.
No, he said they
Eddie
never
Hearn.
planned on losing Martin.
Martin.
Not to Martin. Not to Martin. So the fact that he's saying they never planned on losing Martin almost insinuates that he's talking about Al never thought he would lose Martin.
I think he left out the two, to be honest with you, because when you say they started high, meaning Eddie Hearn them gave Martin a $5-6 million offer to start out with. You know what I'm saying?
Not to negotiate.
Yeah, so they started out high, and they being Eddie Hearn felt like Josh was not going to lose to this guy. He has more pedigree. He has, the bigger wins. So let's go ahead and make the fight, and that's what happened.
All right, well, let me see. We got some more here.
That's why they always say we overpaid Martin. We overpaid for his belt, and
they overpaid with a plan, though. They overpaid with a plan.
Yeah, from then to now, like the rumors that went up from $5 million to $6 million to $7 million, and Eddie came out and said, "Hey, we gave about $8 million." Like, come on,
yeah, because it's better for him. The higher the number, the better he looks, because he looks like he believed in his fighter so long ago. When that boy was still wet behind the ears, he was believing in him. We got NO that says Wilder would be bigger than Canelo if he was in the UK. So then why not? Why not fight him in the UK then? You know, why didn't they fight him in the UK? I don't get it. They put him over there with Audrey Hallison. You know?
Yeah, put up that one fight. He song to Fury and shit like that. But
We
yeah,
got-
I don't know why like most fighters don't. I mean, I guess cause just the money is just greater over here in the US, so there's no reason for me to go fight in the UK and then got to come back and bring that money
So you're
back.
telling me the
and get hit
money's
with all
greater
those
here even though I'm
taxes.
not a star?
Any more super chats?
I was asking you, I said, so you telling me the money's greater over here even though I'm not a star?
Oh, I mean, yeah, because if you are living in America, that means even if you get paid more in the UK, once you bring that shit back, you're gonna be hit with taxes and like, what's that shit called? Fucking what's the C word? Customs and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
For Ben Media, the unification couldn't trump at that point. WBC says after Spielka, he must fight Povetkin because the fight had been delayed since October. Cool. If that's the case, and there is a quote like that, well then Mike's secondary answer still trumps it, which was the fight got canceled. They could have believed in him. Fight got canceled. That's it. He got canceled because of the PEDs. They could have renegotiated. I mean, they could have went to the table with Martin. It's simple. I don't know why people like, the fact that people didn't want him to unify is insane to me. Like, so many people are like, no unification.
That takes the allure from AJ, man. It takes away one of his belts and
Hey,
like
bugging, man.
like you said,
AJ wouldn't have even been who he was. How? Who was he gonna win the title from? If Wilder unifies with Martin, he got 2. They was always gonna duck him. They was always going. Everything that happened was going to happen. So Vlad was going to have a vacant title shot with AJ, just no belt.
Maybe we seen stranger things because the IBF was the first to like strip Fury.
Everything would have shift. The attention would have been on Wilder, and Vlad would have came back to unify with Wilder with that vacant belt, or at least Joseph Parker. You telling me that AJ with no belt after beating Dillian White was going to be this pay-per-view star selling out O2 with no belt? Just his chunks. Whatever. I don't think that Vladimir Klitschko was going to choose a unification of 3 belts over fighting AJ because he got nice trunks and fireworks when he walks out. But yeah, man, those were my final thoughts, man. We got to everybody.
No,
P Money. I'm sorry, P Money. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yo, P Money, you came on late. Are you just listening?
Damn, Ness, you want to skip me, man?
Nah, that was an accident.
Dude.
I made sure we had you.
I want to hear this Triple G love.
Accident, champion. Accident.
Nah, man. I'm serious though. I watched that fight a 3rd time last night. No drinks didn't mean nothing. Triple G won that shit, man. Triple G won that shit. Like, and you can't call it a robbery. All right, I can see you scoring that fight for Derevchenko. I can see it. But the fact is, I honestly scored it for Triple G. Like, no lie.
Does Derevchenko deserve a rematch?
No, I would say yeah. I want Triple G to give him the rematch
immediately, or is Triple G allowed to go look for Canelo again?
Nah, I think he should give it to him right away. That's what I'd like him to do as a Triple G fan. Nah, but dude, you need to rewatch that fight, man. I want to see your scorecard, man. Dude, bro, everybody's biased, dude. Everybody's being biased, man. Not enough people had Triple G.
How about you? Are you being biased?
Muchas gracias, Mexican style. Muchas gracias, champion, campeón.
Are you being biased?
Nah, Ness.
So everyone is except you.
To call it a robbery.
No, but is it
robbery? That's discrediting.
You're saying everyone is being biased.
Triple G, man. That's discrediting Triple G, a living legend, man.
But P, you said everybody. You said everybody is being biased. Then you say you're not. So I don't know. It sounds a little weird. But that is your call. Thanks for calling in. We're going to go out to...
Bruh had him so mad he went to go back watch the fight again last night.
Oh, man. Let me go out to Alex Lemon. Talk to me.
What up, Alex? Y'all coming in late,
Hey,
man. Y'all stragglers.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Ness?
You the man.
Can be good? All right. Hey, check it out. Ness, I agree with everything you said this morning, man. 100%. They should have did that. They should have gave one.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Hey, Alex, man, you got a shitty connection, champ. You might want to call back in, man. We can't hear you. Hang up. I hung up on you. Call back in, even though you can't hear that because I just hung up on you.
To this day. To this day.
Sing along if you know the words. Come on.
What up, Coyote? Coyote, talk to me. Maybe he just listened today. Yo, Ness, I think he just listened.
All right. There you go.
Oh, never mind. There you go.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
All right, cool. So, what we talking about? Wilder, Joshua, Triple G, who's ducking who? Obviously, we know Wilder's been ducking. He's been ducking from day one. But listen, Canelo, Triple G, I would want to see the third fight. I think Triple G Canelo could knock him out. That would be an interesting fight, actually, because obviously Triple G is getting older. But listen, I don't actually think this weekend was a robbery. I think it was very, very close. I think people screaming robbery. Yeah, it's just being biased. Really. But yeah, tell Wilder to stop ducking AJ. He needs to stop ducking. He's been ducking elite competition. He ducked the Klitschko's, both of them. He ducked AJ. And he ducked Fury until Fury was, he was fat and he was out for like 2-3 years. Then he decided he was going to fight him. So let's stop the narrative like he's not been cherry picking and he's been ducking. Anyway, that's my call.
That dude's delusional, man.
Man, he been smoking this morning, smoking that good shit too at that.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
That palm water, man.
That palm water.
Yo, they gotta bottle that shit. I'm telling you, man.
Well, that shit make the delusional over there.
Yo. So Mr. CYP came in and said, P. Remy scared to call in before me. Haha. And Fort Bend Media says, AJ Martin was in April. Povetkin failed in May. How do you renegotiate a fight Martin for a belt he don't got? Because you don't let Martin fight AJ like you didn't let Peter Quillen fight Korobov. Like, why you guys keep taking these examples and like you just want to eliminate them? Al has done this before. He's done it before. He's done it before. He's done it before. He's done it before. Yo, I'm out.
Follow me on IG at Gross1911, on Twitter at Gross2312. And yes, sir. Peace out.